Hello, hi, welcome to Vintage Club 34. Good to be with you again. It's been, wow, another month, passed by really quickly. I suppose February does, doesn't it? Because it has, well, it has fewer days. So it's going to go by a little bit more quickly. Here we are, it's March the, where are we, the 9th. I'm doing quite a quick return to a topic we did in January. So we were looking then at guitar riffs. We looked at some of the core aspects and the techniques and the skills and the way that you go about learning and playing and enjoying guitar riffs. I wanted to continue that theme. The riffs we looked at in January, they were all deliberately picked to be single string riffs. So we're not playing any chords, fragments of chord, power chords, anything like that in them. It was all on single strings. Mainly it was on the thicker strings. So today we're doing the same thing. It's going to be single string riffs. When I say single string today though, what I mean is we're only going to be playing one string at a time, but the riffs are going to be longer and more complex in nature, mainly because they're longer. So in January the riffs stayed on a single string mainly, apart from maybe one note here or there that jumped to a different string. And they were mainly, there was an exception somewhere, 2 bars in length, and then it just repeated, it looped around. Whereas today we're going to be looking at riffs that last for 4 bars, 8 bars, or even beyond that amount of musical space. So I hope you're all ready. I hope you all have got your guitars, you've got tuned up, maybe you've warmed your fingers up. I want to just check and make sure that you can hear me okay. That's always worth knowing if you're broadcasting out to the world live. And if you can hear the guitar okay, that's definitely worth knowing about. And also, because we're going to be sometimes using like a metronome beat, if you can hear this okay. Now I've got a sneaking suspicion that that drum beat or that metronome guide beat that you can hear might be quiet. For me it's already quiet, so I'm just going to adjust a couple of things and tell me if the balance ends up being better. So first of all, that drum beat, I'm turning the level up. Is that a better level if I leave it there now? And what I'm now going to do is just play some notes on the guitar, and hopefully the balance between the drum and the guitar is decent too. Play that a bit louder. That's about as loud as I'm going to be playing if I get really excited. It's probably going to be about this level most of the time. People are saying good. I know that there's a slight delay, so I'll wait a few seconds and just double check. Oh, that's a good balance, saying Ashu. Thank you, Ashu. Metronome can come up maybe a bit. It can, okay. That is up a little bit more. And now here's the metronome, the drum and the guitar together. And it can go up again further. Somebody's still saying the level isn't the best. I don't want to deafen you with my drum beat. That's probably about hitting the spot for most of you, I hope. I'm playing between the beats now so you can hear both. Okay. I've got a perfect in there. Hey, you can't get better than perfect, really, can you? Okay, so we're good to go. Right then, so riffs, guitar riffs, great fun. Everybody loves a guitar riff. Do not learn guitar riffs at the expense of learning songs. I know I said it in January. My mantra is learn songs, learn songs, learn songs. Nobody wants to have a guitar put in their hands and the people say, you can play guitar, go on, play us a song, and all you can play is a few little riffs. 10 seconds later, you're done. Learn songs. But riffs are great fun and they can teach you some valuable skills, techniques. So I asked earlier in the audience, just before going live, if anybody missed out on the January live session. We've got at least a few. So I've got a slide, my first slide is just looking at some of the points, the main points that are part of the reason for us learning riffs. So technical considerations, valuable learning points that you can get from looking at riffs. And rhythm and timing, right up there at the top of the list, rhythm and timing. If you haven't got, or you're not developing good rhythm and timing, your riffs are going to sound a little bit wonky. You might get away with it if it's just you, but as soon as you try playing to a drum beat or the band, the record, it's just going to fall apart a little. So they find you out, that it makes you honest and accountable to yourself. Okay. Oh, somebody's saying they're not getting any sound at all on an iPad with the volume all the way. Anybody who is an iPad tech person, maybe you could help Lynn, who's having some difficulties there in the chat. That would be great, thank you. Third bullet point, mixing quarters, eighths, sixteenths and rest without a variation in the rhythmic duration of notes and the space between the notes, the rests, the gaps. Riffs would like kind of lose character, lose meaning. It's the notes and the way that they are played that makes a riff what it is. I talked about holding the pick. This is just in general good sense, because we're going to be playing a single string and sometimes you can get a little bit quick. You don't want very much sticking out and you need to be able to run the edge of your pick down across a string without it kind of getting caught. So you're not hitting the string flat on, you're going with that angle that Justin talks about in his early on beginner guitar lessons. Accurate picking. Well, yeah, if you're going for a note on the 5th string, you don't want to be picking the 4th string. So you need to have good accuracy in your picking hand. It's gonna, for some people, tear your attention away from always looking at your fretting hand. And I know that can become something where your neck gets stuck looking at the guitar frets. You might need to tear your eyes away and just look at your picking hand occasionally until it's nice and trained and has got some muscle memory and knows where it's going. Different styles of picking. So alternate picking is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If that was like eighths. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Economy picking is where you're choosing to pick in the direction of the next note, which might be on a different string or it might be on the same string. So you might have some down up alternate picking as well as some notes where it's several downs in a row or several ups in a row. I'm also going to show most of the riffs today with all down picks. You can do them all down picked. It gets hard when it's pretty fast on tempo, but it's still possible. Palm muting is something that makes a lot of riffs. So this is without it, this is with it. And the sound of some riffs requires palm muting, so that's just about resting the fleshy outside edge of your hand on whichever string is going to be hit, and it's usually the 3 thick ones. Full muting or staccato notes, so sometimes you need to kill a note dead or not allow it to sustain and ring out. That can be done by releasing the pressure with your fretting finger, or it could be done by sort of bringing your picking hand down too. I'm leaving my finger pressing on that note, but I'm just giving my picking hand wrist a very quick flick around to kill the note dead. And then there are other muting techniques and things that sometimes you need to stop some notes ringing out, maybe at the end of a riff, before you reset and go again to loop the riff around. We'll see that later on. Okay, before we go on then, hopefully Lynn got sorted. People are looking to help her, that's great. Okay, so it's time to move on. It's time to do our very first riff. We're starting off nice and gentle. We're going to a Bob Marley song. Not really a reggae song, more spiritual folk song, redemption song. And this has a very distinctive guitar riff in it. I'll try and play it. I'll try and play everything without mistakes, but you know me, I make them all the time. It happens. See, that was my first one. Golly, this is a really bad start. Do you know what? I think I need the tab on screen, don't I? I'm going to bring it on screen for you, so I might as well have it for me. It seems that I've forgotten how to play this riff, and I only practiced it this morning. Good grief, Richard, terrible. Right, let's have the riff. Here it is. There, can you read that? Okay, I'm struggling because my eyesight is a bit iffy. Here we go again. Made a mistake. I still made a mistake. Okay, so this is all happening on strings 6, 5, and 4. Is it going to get better from now on, folks? Okay, yes it is. So the rhythm, remember, we're always thinking about the rhythm of these. 1 and 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. There's our rhythm. Now sometimes it can help to kind of clap that. If you know the song, you kind of know how it should go. I knew the rhythm, but I'd forgotten the notes. So here we go again. We're going to start on the 3rd fret of the low E string. That's the note G. This is happening over a G chord, this first bar. So we've got 2nd finger I'm playing that with because I want my index finger to be able to go to the 2nd fret on the 5th string. And so that's open to 2nd fret. Back to where I started on that 3rd fret of the 6th string. Then we've got 4 quarter notes. Okay, so 5th string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th string open, 5th string, 2nd fret. Let's get the first 2 bars sorted. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're moving on. 3rd bar. 1 and 3 and. So back to the G note. That's very similar to the first bar, but instead of going back to the G note, we go to the open 4th string. And that note comes sooner in this bar than it does in the first bar. 1 and 3 and. You let that note ring out until the and after 4. Then we've got 4 quick notes in a row, 4/8. All on the 5th string, 2, 3, 2, open. And then we're going back to our home bass, that note G. Okay, let's do the last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. That up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay. I've got the tempo, the actual tempo of the song at 120 BPM there. Unlike in January, I'm not actually going to play these at full speed. They're more complicated riffs overall. And so if you're just learning them, I don't want that added pressure of having to play them super fast. Here we go. I'll do a count in and we're going to play the entire thing through 2 times, then pause, and then we'll do the same again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Take a pause. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. Oh, whoops. Okay, I think I've made 5 mistakes already, and this is only the first riff. Hey, I hope nobody's keeping score. Okay, so there's Redemption Song. Let's do it with a metronome or a drum beat. So if it's at 120 BPM, I'm going to knock 20 off. We're going to do it at 100. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope you can hear that, those who had a struggle earlier. 2, 3, 4. After this, 2, 3, 4. And again. Okay, right. I've got 6 or 7 riffs lined up for us, so I'm not going to dwell on each one for such a long time. You know, this is for you to have a little nibble at and to try it and think, do you know what? Yeah, I could learn that one. I do that one. I need to go away and learn and play this one properly myself, don't I? So we'll move on. We'll move on to the next riff. This one is much quicker. I'm bringing it in for that reason, but we're not going to play it at its proper speed. You might think I'm bringing it in for other purposes. I assure you I'm not. It's a Green Day song. American Idiot. Yeah, I won't say anything beyond the title. Now, I'm taking a liberty here in a couple of senses. One, because it's not played with single notes, it's played with chords. And 2, because Green Day tuned down to an E flat tuning, and so the frets that we're using don't match what you might see them playing if you see footage of them playing it. They are half a step down, so where we're playing starting at fret 4, they actually play at fret 5 because of the tuning. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. Now what's missing from here is a pickup note. The very last note that you see in the 4th bar would come before this. So if we loop this around, that note on beat 4 of the 4th bar kind of precedes beat 1 of the 1st bar again. But we're going to start from beat 1 of the 1st bar. Your fretting finger, you're going to have to make a choice here. We're playing 4th fret on the 6th string, immediately followed by 4th fret on the 5th string. Now you might want to go for that with 2 separate fingers, ring finger and little finger maybe. That's possible. Or you might want to roll over. I'm just going to come to a bigger shot of my index, of my ring finger. You might want to roll your ring finger so you can get both strings at the same fret with a single digit. Like that. That might be the way you go about it. Or, like I said, with 2 separate fingers. Because it's quick, I think this is perhaps a bit more efficient. But remember, we're cheating here. It's not really played with single string notes, it's chords. So do what works. Right, here we go. We've got 3 notes on the 6th string. 1 and 2, 5th string, and that one rings out, but then we play that same note 2 more times, and 4, and then we very quickly jump to index finger on fret 2 of the 6th string. Let's just pause once we've finished the 1st bar. One and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. So hopefully you're getting that together. 1 and 2 and 4 and. That 2nd fret note comes quick. Don't delay for it. But once you've got there, it rings out past beat 1 of the next bar. You play it again on the and after 1. So we're going to go all the way up to the and after 1 in bar 2. 1 and 2 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 2 and 4, 1 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. Okay, so you're playing the 2nd fret 2 times. And then you're back to the 4th string on the 5th fret once, and the 4th fret on the 6th string once, which sees the entire bar out. Let's try for the full 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we crack this, the bottom half is just the same apart from an extra note at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3. 1 and 2 I said one, sorry, 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3. All right, so the bottom bar, those bars, instead of holding that last note, you drop down again to your index finger note for beat 4 at the 2nd fret, like this. And that gives you the bounce that helps you go round again and again. So a fairly slow pedestrian tempo, because the full thing is at 190. It's mad. They must have been full of energy when they recorded this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, do you know what? I'm trying to count and play, and it's all going haywire today. But there's American Idiot. Just so you know, if you want to do it, you can do it as power chords. Oh. But we're not. I'm definitely not, because it's catching me out. Right, okay, let's move on. The next one. We're going back to 1970. Goodness me, 1970. Who knows what year this was released? Deep Purple, Black Knight. Deep Purple, Black Knight. We're moving up, away from the dust, and up to here. Okay, Black Knight, Deep Purple. This is the only one with a swing feel. It's not straight time, this one. So if you notice, instead of ands on the tab, I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's got a little bit of a delayed feeling on those eighths. It's not straight time. So straight time would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and swing time 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a little delay for each, like up or and. So I've not called them ands, I've called them so we're starting ring finger, fret 7 on the 5th string, and basically we're playing either fret 5 or fret 7 on the 3 thickest strings. That's it, you're kind of bouncing around there. So 7th fret on string 5, 5th fret on string 4, and this is the ring finger or index finger. If it's fret 7, it's your ring, and if it's fret 5, it's your first. There's our first 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 7, 5, 7, 5. Then your ring finger goes to the 6th string, fret 7, and back to fret 5 on the 5th string. And then it repeats almost the same thing, apart from just at the end. And in the middle of this bar, 1, 2, 3, the note on fret 3, I'm going to just show full screen again on my fingers. It's a bit like I did with American Idiot when I was saying you can roll your finger down. Grabbing the same fretted note on 2 adjacent strings with a finger roll is a really useful technique to learn, and this has it too. So it starts off fret 7 on the 5th string, fret 5, back to fret 7, and then fret 7 again on the 4th string. So just practice that. Fret 7 on both strings 5 and 4. Now if you can't do that, you're going to have to maybe go with another finger, or very, very quickly hop it over. But this is a really good skill to develop. Put it into that micro bit of the riff. Okay, let's go back to the tab. That's the second bar. Once you've rolled your ring finger over to the 5th string, then it's fret 5 and back to fret 7 on the 5th string. I didn't mention this, so this note that we're holding down like at the beginning then, that's like the home bass, it's the note E, we're in E. So we're going to go through the first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the hardest bit, because the next 2 bars I've only got 2 notes each on the 1. Let's look at them. So the first of these, bar 3, is both notes on string 5, 5, 7, and then the last bar is the first note is on string 4 and the last note is on string 5. Now you might wonder why I'm chopping that note off so it doesn't ring out. And if you look after it, you've got all those rests. I've done this on purpose with the notation so we can see there are 2 notes and then 6 rests. Those rests are all 8ths as well. And I've equally spaced everything out, so you're not having to try and read how long a note lasts, what its duration is. So it does mean that you're chopping these off. They only last for 1/8 and then the sound is killed. Okay, so I did that by releasing the pressure in my fretting finger. Let's go from the top and we'll loop this around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and again. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Last time. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So if you noticed in those spaces, I was keeping my place in the rhythm of it just by counting. There was nothing happening, it was all rests, but I was keeping my count going. Okay, I'm going to play that without the tab. I think I remember this one. This is the one I'm more confident with. I should be confident on all of them, but hey, I've had a... Right, enough excuses. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Last time. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. The rest of that song is actually not so tricky, and anybody who wants to get going with a bit of ear training, the vocal melody is kind of almost exactly here. You just need to do a little slidey up to fret 9 on the 5th string for one of the notes that Ian Gillan sings, but it's mainly there. It's, you know, you could probably do that if you wanted to, if you had half a mind for it. Okay, everything good so far? I'm going to give you a moment to pause, and if you've got a question or a comment or anything, I'm just going to have a very quick look now. Some people appreciated the Green Day song. Thank you. Yeah, it's a shame that I couldn't play it better for you, but you know, we are all human, aren't we? Here we go. Next one then. Let's move on. I think you're all busy playing, so that's good. I'd rather you were playing your guitars instead of writing in the chat. That's a sign of you having a good time, I hope. Right, back to the 60s, Mr. Orbison, Pretty Woman. I'm taking a little bit of a liberty here. The liberty I'm taking is with these first two bars. They are not 4/4, because they actually should be containing 6 beats. I've seen some notation as 6/4, and I've seen some notation as a bar of 4/4, and then a bar of 2/4. So that's giving the 6 beats. In the extra time that the music has is when those notes ring out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a little drum thing going, a bit of percussion in it. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where I've taken the liberty. I've cut it down, I've made it shorter. Just so we're not having to hold out so long, but also to keep consistency, even spacing on the tab, just so it's easier for you all to read. What have we got? We've got 2 hits on the open 1st string, 6th string. And then the note that we're aiming for with our ring finger is fret 4. There's a tiny little diagonal slash line. I don't know if you could see that in front of the number 4. You don't have to do this, but if you do it, it enhances it. It sounds better, which is a little, it's like a slide from nowhere to arrive at fret 4, but really slide from fret 3. You don't want to be going any further from it, so, whoops. But that slide happens really quickly. You almost don't hear it, but it is there. Right, now there are 2 ways of playing these next 2 notes. The one that you're seeing on the tab, I like, which is index finger on the 2nd fret of string 5, and little finger reaching up to 5th fret. That's the note that gets held. Now, for some of you, that might be a little bit of a stretch. And you're also holding that note down, and it's your little finger, it's weak, it's not as good as the others, is it? We all know that. Well, anybody who knows anything about the tuning of a guitar might think, hang on, that note is the same as the open 4th string. So you might find it easier, perhaps, to hit the open 4th string after fret 2 on the 5th. Oops. Whatever you want to do. The reason I prefer this is fretted notes give you a little bit more control over the sound. And also it means if you want it to stop ringing out at a specific time, it's easier because you lift the pressure. Whereas that, if I want that to stop ringing out, I've either got to mute there or somehow mute there. And that might not be convenient depending on what else is happening. So I prefer that one. It happens twice, and like I said, it lasts for in a bar of 6, but we're doing a bar of 4. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 4 is just like the note ringing on. So let's just do that first of all, because again, if you've got this bit worked out, there's only an extra little fiddly twitch that comes after it for the entire riff itself. So I'm going to count in, we'll play the top row a couple of times, so that means 4 bars altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to let you just go with that while I pause for a second and play that under your own steam. I must admit, the first time I played that, I was still going with the 6 because I'm so used to doing it, but I think I got it back on track. Okay, well, where we go from there is to repeat the first notes exactly. And again, if you've gone with your little finger, you're going to find that your ring finger is exactly where it needs to be, ready to drop onto the 4th fret of that 4th string. Index finger drops nicely onto fret 2 of the same string, and then your little finger's back up to fret 5 on the 5th string again. So it's maybe just worth looking at the 3 notes in isolation that happen on and, for, and. That's got the melody of 3 blind mice, hasn't it? And, for, and, 3 blind mice. Now I want you to put it together with starting from the note that your little finger is holding. So you're playing 3 and 4 and, the notes that we find on 3 and 4 and. I'll show you that in a bigger view of my hands here. 3 and 4 and. I'm doing all down picks like I said I would for most of this. 3 and 4 and. If you were going with the open string version, the tab of that is in the resources. So that's open, 4, 2, open. You don't even need to change string, and the fingering, the fretting is a little bit easier. Okay, hopefully you've got one of those sorted out and you're comfortable, ready to go. We're going to play this at a fairly modest pace. Again, I'm not doing true tempos. It's 125 BPM, this one. We're going to play the bottom 2 rows 2 times, and then we're going to put the entire riff together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's put it with the top 2 rows. So this is the entire riff. What time have we got? Let's do it 2 times through, because we're actually cracking on in time, but we haven't got through all the riffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I didn't say, sorry, once you played the top row, you don't go back to it. The repeating section is the bottom 2 rows. So I beg your pardon, we're going to play the top row once and the bottom 2 rows twice through. So that's going to give us 6 bars all together. I apologize. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. And again. And then it goes into the chords and the song and the verses and the singing and everything happens. Okay, hope this is going okay for you. Where are we going next? Well, a very similar riff. I want you to imagine if we played this riff and then we moved it across to the next adjacent string. So we were starting on the 5th string. We're going between something that's like an E sound and an A sound. Oh, there's the alternative for the Pretty Woman with the open strings. And that's what's happening here with Day Tripper. So we're going to learn a riff in the first 2 bars. The first 2 bars is where you really need to pay attention, because bars 3 and 4 are identical. Bars 5 and 6 are identical, but just on a string set 1 over. And then bars 7 and 8 are identical. So we've got pairs of bars. The first 2 are in E. It's happening over an E7 chord. The next 2 bars are the same. They're happening over an E7 chord. Then we hop to an A7 chord, so the riff is happening from an A string. And then it's back to an E chord and the riff is in an E. It's kind of similar to Pretty Woman-ish, similar-ish. That's why I've grouped these together. Starts with the open 6th string. This time we don't slide to fret 4, we play fret 3 and then fret 4 separately. And then you're going to do that roll finger thing. If you look at the next 2 notes, they're both at fret 2. The first one is on the 5th string, and the second one is on the 4th string. So again, I'm going to just come there. We were rolling our ring finger for American Idiot and for the Black Knight, that was here, wasn't it? Well, now we're rolling our index finger. Up on its tip, fret 5, string 5, and then flatten it out a bit for string 4. Open, 3, 4, then roll. Oops, messed up again. Okay, let's look back at the tab. Where does it go after we've rolled our index finger? Hey, that's nice. It goes to an open string. And this is an open string. It's not fret 5 of the 5th string. I think it's better to use the open string here. You're then going back to fret 2 of the 5th string, reaching up with either your ring finger or your little finger to fret 4 of the 4th string. So let's start from where we've got the 2 fret 2 notes with the index finger roll. So you've got the roll. And then you're nearly there. You've just got back to 2nd fret. You've just left it behind from the 5th string. You're going back there. Open 4th string. 2nd fret 4th string. Roll. Open. Little little bit of a stretchy one. Now we've got the nice easy home. Okay, I'm just going to let you learn that. Remember, it's the first 2 bars. That's all you're looking at. Just learn that in your own speed, and then we'll play it together in a moment. Somebody says yoga for the pinky. Which one was that? Was that the Roy Orbison? I guess it was. And somebody says they've already learned this one. They've got it nailed, so they're taking a break. Right. GM Coates who said that. Right. If you've got the first E bit nailed, what you need to practice is the transition of going from the E section to the A section and then back again from A to E. That's where the obstacles lie once you've learnt the riff in itself. Okay, hope everybody's good. We are going to... Oh, somebody said you can also do a hammer on the last note. Yeah, you can. Hammer on from that open string to that fretted note. I actually prefer the picking of it, but hey, it's yours to play. Now, what's important here, I'm just going to come off that for a moment before we get into playing it. As soon as you've played that last note, well, we're on the note E. Second fret on the 4th string is the note E. And we're returning here to go again from the note E. So there's no harm in allowing that to ring out a little bit as you set up to go again and loop the E section. I've got both of those notes ringing out together, and you don't notice it because they're the same note. You might, though, want to think to yourself, I want to stop the note ringing out. So you're going to lift your finger off that 2nd fret 4th string and just gently lay it flat across these strings, but making sure you're not touching the 6th string because you need that to ring. So just practice that. 2 open, 2 lift, to mute. It's a choice thing. You can allow it to ring, or you could mute it. Okay, are we ready to go with it? I hope so. I just need a drink, so you've got time to practice. We're going with the top row only, the E section. It happens twice in the top row, so we're going to play that through doubled up, a repeat of it. So we're not, in total, we're playing the E section 4 times. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully this is going well. If you've learned that and you're feeling confident, I want you to migrate everything you've just done, the exact same pattern and sequence and rhythm and all of it, but to the next string over. So your starting note is the open 5th string. Everything follows from that. I'm going to let you do that in your own time for 30 seconds or so, and then we'll do it all together, just the A section, which is bars 5 and 6 as we're looking at them here. Okay, right. So just the A section, we're going to play this together after a count in. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it doesn't happen that many times in the song. It only happens once. But we did the repeat just for the fun of it. The thing that I mentioned, and I mentioned this to Mr. Coates, who says he's already learnt this, somebody showed it to him. Is that a teacher in the borough? In the Middlesbrough borough? Are we from the same part of the world? Right, the hard bit, if you're going to find any of it hard once you've got the pattern learned, is making that transition from the E riff section to the A riff section with your pick accuracy going to the correct string, and then back again to the E riff. I think going back to E is easier because you kind of almost can't help but hit that low E string as your first note. So it's going to the A section where you need to make sure that you're hitting the 5th string to start it. If you do a little clunk on that, it will stand out. So try to be accurate. If you need to, you look at picking hand. Okay, here we go. The entire thing through 2 times. I think this is going to have to be our last riff of today, looking at the time. We don't have time for the next one because it's much longer. I've left the complicated one till last, and it will run out of time. So here we go. We'll play this through 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. A section. E section. Repeat all of it. A section. Okay, now if you've got that cracked and learned, like Mr. Coates, who's from, he's from Newcastle, he's not from Middlesbrough. Okay, very close. We're about 40-ish, 35, 40 miles away. Northeast England. So, hey, good to have you on here. Good to have some Northeasterners represented in the audience. Right, when you get really good at this, maybe you could try singing it at the same time. Wouldn't that be a thing? You know me, I'm not a singer, but dare I do a bit? On the intro, it plays this a couple of times. Got a good reason for taking the easy way out. Got a good reason for taking the easy way out. If you can do that in tune and in time, then you know that you've got the guitar part, the riff, learned nice and smooth. If singing and playing together isn't the thing you're aiming for, then just work on the guitar part, on the guitar riff. Okay, we've only got 2 minutes of actual time left. If we've got loads of questions flying in, I'll stick around and I'll answer what I can. I really wanted to get to it was going to be the last riff. Let me just show you what it was going to be. Oh no, we had 2 more. Oh goodness me, we had Driver 8, REM, and we had Egyptian Reggae, Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. Look at that, I took far too long, didn't I, on those early ones. What a pity. Well, I tell you what, I'll do another riffs session sometime in the near future. And I'll put those two definitely into the next riff session. What I was wanting to do with another riff session when I do come back to it is begin to incorporate riffs where you are playing some single notes on single strings and maybe some power chords or some little fragments of chords all mixed up together, until eventually we can also look at riffs maybe where you're playing triads or all power chord type things, because riffs don't have to just be single notes. They can include them for sure. Right, let's look at the questions. Little Wing, Give Over. I'm not playing Little Wing. I can't do Hendrix. Give Over, Miles. Always there with a little gag, aren't you? All right. Could I just play the remaining riffs for a second? Shall I do that? That's from Clement Salid. Could I play them? Oh, go on then. Right. That's if I've got these. Do you remember how bad I was at the first riff? Because I thought, you know what, I probably don't need to practice that one very much. It's the easier of them all. It soon showed me up, didn't it? No matter how simple you think something is, practice it or you'll be found wanting, like I was with Redemption Song. Goodness me. Okay, here we go. Driver 8. If you know early REM, this is, which album is this off? I'm tempted to say Reckoning, but it might be Murmur. Driver 8. That's the riff. It's a really enjoyable riff to get stuck into. It has some connections and similarities to Day Tripper and Oh Pretty Woman, because we've got this 6th string going to the 5th string with some little fretted notes. That bit, you're not going to find that difficult to learn when the time comes. It's the next bit you might find tricky. And that's typical Peter Buck with his jangly Rickenbacker guitar, open strings ringing out. Lovely riff. I really like that. And the last one, I wonder how many of you actually know this song. Egyptian Reggae by Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. There it is. That's and then it's it might not sound reggae-ish. It certainly sounds bouncy, but it's got this going on behind it. Love it. That's a really groovy, fun song to learn and do. So shall we do those two the next time? Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs up overall anyway. Come on. What do people say on YouTube? Click like and hit the notification bell and subscribe. All of that nice business. And if you enjoyed this, thank you for coming. I look forward to seeing you the next one in April. It's usually the second Monday of the month. I don't think there's any change in that to April. Topic to be decided. Probably not riffs. I don't want to do the same thing 2 months in a row. So, you know, watch out for a notification on the site or in the community or somewhere. Okay, have we got any questions? Mr. Coates, who knows how to play Day Tripper already, says he's going to try singing it. I don't know your first name, sorry, I'm calling you Mr. Coates. GM Coates. Lynn, so hopefully, Lynn, you got your sound sorted out. You're saying you think you could play most riffs if you could find the tabs. I'm not good at learning from ear. I want to work on that. Justin's ear training is good, and Justin's practical music theory course are good. The reason I'm saying those is ear training is going to allow you to translate what you're hearing into things on the fretboard. So if you find, let's say you've got a riff that goes, which I've just made up, if your ear says the first note, I can hear the first note, there's the first note, you can begin to predict yourself, where does it go? Is it higher or lower? Well, the next note is lower. But no, it's lower than that. So you can begin to piece things together in like a higher lower game, but eventually you can train your ear to recognize intervals, how much higher or how much lower. And you can just get better at working things out without having a tab to read off. Not that there's anything wrong in tab, which is why I provide them, but it's good to be able to do both. Okay, lots of thank yous. Well, thank you. Who needs a Rickenbacker? You know, if you want to play jangle pop, then yeah, a Rickenbacker is a good thing to have, Miles. I don't see any questions. I must have either left you all so baffled or so satisfied that you haven't got anything to ask. I hope it's the latter, apart from that little not quite so serious suggestion of me playing a Little Wing. No, I don't, no questions. Right, that means I can shut up shop and go get myself something to eat and something to drink and relax for the remainder of my evening. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is, I hope you have a good one, and I will see you next time. If you've got more follow-up comments or questions, please put them in the community or the WhatsApp group. Even better, why don't you record yourself playing some riffs and share those in the community as well? That would be ace. I would love that. Okay, take care everyone. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.